Hello, everybody. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Carolyn.
Well, guess what? Well, you don't have to guess. You know, it's Tuesday, and Tuesday is when Julie and I are here in the beautiful North Walpole branch of the Walpole Town Library. We're coming to you live, and this is the part, or this is what we do on Tuesdays. We review books, and we discuss them, sort of, kind of, and giving you good good reviews about the books that we like, what's available here at the library, and also in Walpole, so in the town library. But however, here we are. I've got these.
You've got your stack of books.
I've got my stack of books, so
yeah.
Let's get right down to it. So the first, I'm full disclosure. I am reading this book presently, and it is fascinating. Now, Geraldine Brooks has written a number of novels that I really like. You know, one of them was the People of the Book, which was a very good one, very good book. And she was and March. And March is a good book. So she's a proven author who always has interesting things to say.
Ooh.
And this is no exception. I mean, what have you? You have horsemen, you have deep south ditties, and you have an interesting characters and an interesting story. So I highly recommend this book. And you know, if you have to wait because it will be out and out and out, please, if you have not read anything by Geraldine Brooks, go back and read some of the earlier ones that she's written, and you will be like Julie and I. You will be a fan, and you will want to read all of the books that she wrote, because this is really good.
When is this one set?
This is set in the horse country, Tennessee, Kentucky.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
And it goes back and forth between the 1800s and
present day.
The present day.
Aha.
So,
that sounds interesting.
It is very interesting.
Yes.
And I'm sorry it's not available right now because I'm not finished with it. But
as fast as you read, it'll be no time at all.
Oh, no time at all.
Yeah.
I think I'll have it back tomorrow. So there you go. This is a good one. And, oh, dear. B.A. Shapiro, Metropolis. Oh, gosh.
And you know, she's the one who did The Art Forger, which was so wildly popular.
Is so good, so good, right?
Yes.
And this is a dazzling performance in Metropolis. Shapiro is the literary equivalent of a master juggler, writing with tremendous compassion and a wonderful knack for storytelling, which is high praise indeed.
Yes.
You know, and The Art Forger was really good. And this one promises to be
very good. I just read one of her older books, not The Art Forger, but a different one that, of course, I can't remember the name of. And it had me on the edge of my seat until the end.
Oh.
I think it was called The Therapist. Oh, it was very good. Yes. Oh, yes. So good.
So good. So both Julie and I recommend this one. It's brandy new.
Yes, it is.
For June, yes. So come and get it. Oh, this is really good. Oh, okay. This is what we all know. This is Unwinding Anxiety.
Yes.
And it's by Judson Brewer, MD, PhD, good qualification.
Yes.
And it's I think because of COVID, the state of the world, the the really bad news for the Ukrainians and just the upheaval of the world, that this book would really help, unwind your anxiety. Because yes. I know I feel this underlying anxiousness about when I think about what's happening in the world. And so this is the book that would probably, well, it shows how to break the cycles of worry and fear and how to heal your mind. Good advice. Yes. And so, yeah, and it's got some really good, one of the hardest things about tackling a bad habit is confronting the anxiety behind it. Isn't that true? Yeah. So this is a good advice book.
Yes. And Jane was going through our collection, as she does on a regular basis, and she noticed a real hole in our mental health collection because so much has changed. Think of all the new things that have come out, and so this is one of the new books that she's bought to help fill that hole in our collection, and I think more are coming. I'm excited. It's on my list to read for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it's anxiety can really affect your whole life.
For sure.
Your outlook, how you like kind of proceed through the day. And some people are optimistic by
just their makeup.
Makeup. And other people need help in getting out of the doldrums.
Right.
So this will help.
Yes.
This will help. And it's so pretty.
I know.
I mean, I would really want to read this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's light.
Yes.
I mean, all of these little, not more obvious things help to lighten your mood.
Yes.
And the light colors.
And we always judge a book by its cover.
Can't top that. Oh, and here is my.
Well, you're on your oldies but goodies.
This is my. But what was this?
Well,
one? Oh yeah.
You couldn't decide.
I couldn't decide. So, oh my goodness, here's a picture of John Irving. Isn't it pretty?
Oh.
This is the best book in the world. I really love this book. It's uplifting. It has this, a rather serious components, but it's so uplifting and it ends so well.
Oh.
But this is a beautifully written book. And he delves into the otherness of some people that you kind of dismiss because but when you read Owen Meany, then you get the real deal, and there's a real it's just a really good story too. So,
and it's been out for quite some time because I read it when it first came out, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it's about. So, a good one to read over.
It's a good one to read over. I mean, Owen Meany is I am doomed to remember a boy with a wrecked voice, not because of his voice or because he was the smallest person I ever knew, or even because he was the instrument of my mother's death, but because he is the reason I believe in God. I am a Christian because of Owen Meany.
Wow.
So begins John Irving's new novel. If you have not read this before, or if you've read it a long time ago like we did, it's
time for a reread.
It's time for a reread.
Yes.
So,
we reread poetry over and over again.
Get the meaning.
And it should be the same with books. You say every time that when you reread a book, you get so much more out of it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And this one, I think, I've read all of his books, and they all speak to me in some manner. But Owen Meany is a character that you cannot forget. And it is, if you read it before, it's worth a reread.
Yep.
And if you haven't, it's worth the first time around to see it, to read it. So, and I'm hoping that people will, Kindle is good and Amazon is good, and you read these things, but there's something about a substantial book in your hand that just makes all the difference.
You feel the weight of what you're doing, the physical thing that you're doing. You're reading a book, a big, heavy book. Good for you. I mean, wow.
So this is a good one. Come get it. And also, I picked this up again because Helen Green, as everybody should know, is a Vermont woman living in Bellows Falls.
See, this I did not know.
You didn't know that?
No, I saw the Helen Green
Motel,
and I was going to ask you when I saw you pick that, is there any connection?
Yes, Helen Green was the richest woman in the world for a time in the middle to late 1800s. She had more money. She was a Wall Street person. She had more money than anybody else. But she was also a miser. Yes, and her only son had an accident, and she didn't want to spend the money to take him to the doctor, and so he lost his leg. One of his leg had to be amputated.
Even though she had the money.
Oh yeah, she had lots of money. She just didn't want to spend it.
Oh my goodness.
And she wore old clothes, and she was quite a character.
Yes.
And so she lived in Bellows Falls.
Bellows Falls.
There's a Helen Green Park up there, right on the between where you go down the hill and come up from. I don't know the name of the road, but there's Helen Green Park, and there's a statue to her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Very interesting woman.
Oh, this is going on my list. Oh wow!
And it's very well written. And Helen Green, there's a Helen Green Motel, and it's all been refurbished. This really looks nice now. But Helen Green was a character, a Vermont character.
Wow!
So, yeah, and this is actually a very good rendition of her life and what Hetty was all about.
Oh my goodness.
I know, we think, so this is a good book to read.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of information in this book. It's very well written. So it's by Janet Wallach. And that's The Gilded Age. There's a TV series on Netflix, I think, or one of the premium pay-for channels about the Gilded Age. And that's where she came from, the Gilded Age.
And how interesting that is known for so much opulence, and yet she was a miser.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that is going on my list. Thank you, Carolyn.
And I did read this book a long time ago. But this is good. Explains it all. Explains it all, Lucy. So that's it for this week. But don't forget, Sneak Peek Saturday.
I can't wait to see what you're gonna read.
Yeah. Well, okay, Julie. I guess this will wrap it up for this Tuesday. And so thank you all for tuning in. And please let me know if there's a book that you would like to see reviewed. If we have it, I'll do it.
If not, maybe it's one we purchase. Yes.
Right? One we might purchase, or we can always, Well, any book that we try to review the books that we have, so that when you look, if you tune into our little show, you know that they're here and you can come and get them. However, I want to remind everybody Julie, that any book that you see that you would like to read, we can get mostly, if we don't have it, we can get it through interlibrary loan, because we are an interlibrary loan library.
So we can look at all the libraries in New Hampshire and the colleges. So sometimes we can't find it, but wouldn't you say like 95% of the time we can find the book?
98%, I'd say. It's been very rare that we couldn't find a book that somebody wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe, if it's so esoteric that it's out of print and nobody else has it, but for the most part, I think we're 99% able to find a book that you want. So that's please don't hesitate to use that interlibrary loan service. If we don't have it, we'll get it.
We'll get it from another library, and it's super easy.
Yes. And Julie is the queen of getting it for you. But of course, so is Chris and Lil and Jane and all of us. We're there at the library at your service. So is it? There was an old joke that says service is my middle name, but not might be my first. But that's just a joke. We don't believe in that. But anyway, so that will wrap it up for this Tuesday. But please stay tuned, and we'll be back next Tuesday with more books for you to hear about. So thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Bye.